Hello and welcome to Forum 3 Forbidden. My name is Christopher Perry and thank you very much for joining me. Today on the show I am joined by some of the cast members from 403 Forbidden. I'm joined by actor Dennis Hewitt, co-writer Dan Richardson and also actress Kate Mann. Hi guys, thanks for joining me today.
Hi.
It's lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. So we're here to talk a little bit about all of these shows here behind me. We've got Forever Alone, 24/7 and #Hero. Let's start with Dennis. Dennis, tell me a little bit about your character and who you played.
Well, I starred in the #Hero episode, played a teacher, Mr. Woods,
Right.
and it's about Lewis, one of the pupils who doesn't really engage with anyone else. He's a bit of a loner, hardly ever turns up to school, but then he gets a bit of a crush on one of the girls, and he's constantly got this camera with him. That's his one sort of outlet, artistic outlet, is photography. But then she hugs me, sort of thanks for helping her with her homework. He takes a snap of this and decides that it's something really dodgy, that I'm some sort of paedophile pest. So what does he do? He sends this picture off to this internet vigilante guy.
Oh, dear.
What does he decide to do with it? He takes me, drags me out of school, strings me up.
Right, okay. Which we've clearly got this noose
you
there.
just decide to have that noose just hanging around behind me. Just as if I don't have enough nightmares about it.
To remind you of it. And Dan, tell us a little bit about your role in the whole process.
Well, I helped write 2 out of 3 of the episodes, #Hero and 24/7. And since Dan's kind of gone over what happens in #Hero, I'll sort of give you an idea of 24/7. 24/7 is sort of about this guy, this really, really attractive man here, Jacob. I've got a little bit of a man crush on, well, quite a large, significant man crush on Jacob. Bless him. But he is playing this guy, Kevin, and he's kind of a down on his luck, working class bloke. He's not got any jobs. He can't get a job, and he basically, for money, goes on to this reality television type program, and what happens is a chip is installed into his brain, which live streams everything he sees and hears online in a 24/7 broadcast. And that obviously, starts off quite well for him. He's kind of interested in this whole new celebrity culture he's become a part of. Suddenly he's an overnight superstar without really having done anything to earn it, like most of Big Brother kind of thing. And then it sort of takes a downward spiral when he kind of realizes he lacks any and all privacy in life. It's sort of it's all about sort of the obsession with celebrity culture. When we were writing this, myself and Conor Langley, the director of the 3 episodes, he knew he wanted an anthology series in the vein of Twilight Zone or perhaps Black Mirror, to make a more recent comparison. And one thing we noticed is that they kind of, while acting as sort of standalone stories, always carry a relevant theme throughout. Yeah. So we wanted to make ours topical, and obviously for our generation, the kind of Y generation, if you will, there's nothing more topical than the internet. So there's a strong thread of the digital age kind of carries through each of the episodes.
Right, okay, so they are linked.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, #Hero would you actually cameo in all 3.
All of them. I'm the Easter egg.
Really, yeah. What are you in #Hero?
In #Hero, I mean, for just a split second, I just walk past the camera, and then in 24/7, I get a selfie with him, just because he's famous.
No, because he's gorgeous. That's why I'd get a selfie.
I'm going to tell Jacob this next time I see him.
Well, I'm assuming
he's going to be seriously worried.
He knows he's gorgeous. Look at him. But yeah, and then obviously the lead role in that. So if you take it as Kate being the universal thing that connects them, while the other 2 episodes aren't about her, you can kind of suggest that #Hero is set in a more sort of modern day, and this is when she's still in school because you're in a school uniform and that. And then 24/7's a bit later because she's out at a club drinking, and she wouldn't do the underage thing because that's bad and wrong. And obviously the technology of chips is being created. And we could argue that in some way that the chip technology leads to the downfall of humanity you see in Forever Alone. And interestingly enough, there's been a thing to make it even more topical than it was originally. There's actually been a thing launched on Kickstarter recently called Life Logger, which is basically an attachment you put on your glasses that will record everything you see and live stream it. I'm not going to say that that's going to cause the apocalypse, but probably will. But that's an actual thing now. So either we're owed patent money or something, or we've just predicted the downfall of civilization.
Wow.
Thanks for that.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. And moving on to you, Kate, you were in Forever Alone, is that right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Tell me a bit more about that. How the filming was. A bit more about your character.
Well, I play Lorna, the main character of Forever Alone.
Yes,
it's set in a kind
this,
of, I know,
very
the most intense
yes,
picture of
intense
me
picture,
ever.
but it's brilliant. Love it.
Thanks. So yeah, I play Lorna, and it's set in this kind of post-apocalyptic world, apparently now, because of the chips. And it's basically just the story is following me, just surviving on my own. We don't really know how the apocalypse happened, but there are selfies at one point at the start. I think I'm on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm just scrolling through all these selfies. One's got like a zombie, there's a werewolf in it. So it could be anything really. Yeah. And at the start, I get this message from just a stranger across Facebook, just saying, like, I'm alive too, we should meet up. And it's cool because I just basically travel, I think it's set in Scotland, where I'm meant to travel to. So it just follows me traveling from here to Scotland and then just seeing what it's about. Yeah. I got there and all there was beans, basically.
Okay. Which must be really unusual for your character because you think you're the last person on Earth and then suddenly on Facebook you get this random message.
Yeah, well actually when I get there, I quite like this in the script. We get there and there's no words said. We sit down and talk to each other on Facebook.
All right. I see. Well, I think we've got a little bit of footage to have a look at from behind the scenes. So let's take a little look.
Ed, you've got the booming my shot.
Booming shot!
Booming shot!
So it looked like you had quite a bit of fun there with that. Yeah. Was that fair to say? Because that certainly looked like a lot of fun. I mean, Dennis, let's talk a little bit more about #Hero. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I've done quite a few things with Sunderland University and got in touch with me about playing the part of this teacher. Didn't say he was going to be a paedophile. Not really a paedophile.
Yeah.
But
He's falsely accused.
Falsely accused, definitely falsely accused. And I've worked with Dan on a couple of things before, and I saw that he'd co-written this, and that still didn't put me off. So. But one of the fun days, I guess, was I spent the day hanging around on a noose.
So you were there the whole day?
Pretty much, yeah. It was a nice sunny day. The sun was beaming down. Got a bit of a suntan.
But you just hanging while all this is happening.
Yeah, even managed to bid for some props on eBay while I was hanging around.
That's amazing.
And you're saying that this character here comes and gets you, is that right?
this big vigilante, Diego, who's about 6'5" or something. He's huge.
He's ridiculous.
He's scary in that outfit, is he?
Crazy nice guy. I mean, even when he's dragging me backwards over a desk, he was really polite about it.
He's Care Bear, really. Yeah, he's a lovely dude. It's just the machete carries connotations of it.
Yes, absolutely, it certainly does. And Dan, tell me a little bit more. I mean, how on earth do you start writing something like this?
Well, it was sort of Connor just went to us like, "Will you write something for us?" And then I went, "Yeah." But no, it was sort of it was just kind of this idea of like we wanted to do something surrounding just internet technology, but wanting to make it they're not exactly moral tales. They're sort of they just kind of like mirror current issues and kind of look at them in such ways. Like if you look at #Hero, it's sort of this character kind of becomes symbolic for the sort of rage that the anonymity of the internet carries.
Yeah.
He becomes a sort of a physical embodiment of the kind of, you know, when you see all those kind of let's hang them, bring back capital punishment, statuses shared around Facebook. He kind of becomes an embodiment of that kind of rage that people carry. 24/7 was sort of just kind of putting a spin on the celebrity culture and what kind of fascination with reality television. You know, vloggers are a thing that exists as a form of entertainment, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like, you know, if you'd have said to us, oh, like, one day you can become famous by taking a video of yourself going, hey guys, I'm having a banana, check this out. And you have a banana and it's like millions of hits, brilliant, excellent. So that's mental, really, which we're just kind of pointing out how mental that is. Because it was all kind of just, the writing process was just kind of like, what's weird today? Let's talk about some stuff that's really kind of weird, that the internet's made really weird. Oh, these things are strange. Let's talk about that. And that was kind of, it was just sort of issues that we had ourselves with kind of the digital age. And because it's not a bad thing, the internet. It's not at all. In fact, it's an amazing thing, really. The idea that Twitter can just as much be used to start a charity drive as it can to falsely accuse someone of horrendous offences.
Falsely accused.
Vlogging, you know, can be a genuine form of entertainment. You know, Stephen Sutton did a lot of vlogging, and that was, you know, obviously really amazing kind of stuff. And it's interesting. We're just kind of looking at sort of the negative and the positive aspects. I think there's a lot of positive aspects come through about social networking and Forever Alone. Without the internet in that scenario, the two characters would never even be able to connect. But you also kind of get the mirror in at the end of like, well, because they have the internet, they're still not able to connect. And it's sort of just a discussion, really. The Writings Act is just a discussion of these kind of issues and problems, as well as possibilities with just being part of a digital age.
Yeah. And Kate, going back to Forever Alone, we saw that you use different kinds of memes. Is that right?
Meme, yeah.
Meme. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about those. I mean, which ones did you use?
We used the suspicious fry meme right at the start when I get the message, and I don't know if I'm going crazy or not. There's challenge accepted. When I accept the challenge, genius. And right at the end, there's a Leroy Jenkins run into an seemingly abandoned warehouse and then chicken out at the last second.
I see. Is there any chance of some impressions of those memes?
Well, if
perhaps?
I'm doing this, I'm taking you both down with me.
Den, are you familiar with meme culture? Is that something here?
To see who's the best.
It's like sort of like it's like internet in jokes, but you kind of like, they're all like sort of like macro images. There's like a picture and then like they'll caption it. So like suspicious fry is kind of like just Fry from Futurama going. and then like they'll caption it with like not sure if, and then there's a joke. So do the like me and you, come on. That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
I like it.
I mean, I win because I'm ginger.
Yeah, ginger,
And Fry's good. What's yours? Your suspicious fry?
Well, actually, when we were doing Suspicious Fry, it was really sunny, so I was already squinting. So I just had to squint from here to squint to there instead.
You know, it's called Forever Alone. Did you have to do the Forever Alone face?
Well, it was in the script, but it's really difficult to look like a sad potato, so I think it was just taken out.
Did you do the Why You Know? You know the.
No, that was in the script as well, but it didn't have nice.
Then you try the Why You Know. It's about it. Why You Know. It's like this. It's a picture of a dude. Like, you gotta do that. Yeah, that's brilliant. Excellent.
I love it. It is excellent. And so when we were watching that VT footage a little bit earlier, we saw some sort of helicopter. Can somebody explain what on earth that was?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Basically, obviously, like besides writing this, like my full-time job is actually as a editor and a UAV pilot for a company called HeliShoot.
Interesting.
Basically, we fly cameras for adverts, films, marketing purposes, that kind of thing. All sorts of stuff. Anywhere that aerial video or photography would be needed, we supply it, if you will. And the company were kind enough to lend us their helicopters for a couple of shots in 24/7 and Forever Alone, I believe. Yeah, and you'll saw the shot with the like sort of looking over the balcony.
Yeah, as we go over the edge of the building.
And what that was in 24/7. There's a scene where Kevin finds out he's not the first one to have all of his sites live streamed, and the previous person actually commits suicide.
Right.
But the problem is, if he's watching this, then he's obviously watching it through the live stream, so that had to be done in first person. And they wanted the suicide to be jumping over a building, and there wasn't really a way to achieve that without strapping a GoPro to someone's head, pushing them off the building, and deeming.
Surprised they didn't ask me to do
I
that.
know, yeah.
Well, they needed you. That was why they didn't.
Hang me
Hang
later.
you later. Like, they did originally deem your life as being worthy of having a cool shot, but like then they realised, but we do need the guy alive. That was probably the issue. But yeah, so what we did instead was I took the smaller model of the UAV, a DJI Phantom, and that's like a small little quadcopter, and we put it on the floor in front of the building, and I flew it up with the camera pointing downwards to the roof of the building, then tilted the camera up as it was still on the rig, so it looks like it sort of came up.
Oh wow!
And then we'll reverse the shot, so it looks like it goes down and falls
I
under.
see.
First person suicide, that's how you do it.
Very, very interesting stuff. Some technical camera work right there. Excellent. And so, my last few questions are just, what would you say your favourite part about this whole process was, Kate?
Well, actually, there was one. It's just a tiny little short scene where I'm in the middle of my journeys, and there's a campfire. I'm just sleeping next to this campfire, and it took about like 2 hours to finally get it going for like a 3-second shot.
Oh.
And then after that, we had marshmallows on sticks. It was really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And Dan, what was your
Jake's
favourite?
face.
Jake's
That's probably. I suppose it was just the writing process. I did enjoy inventing the hanging mechanism.
Yeah.
That you used. That was fun. I actually practiced the hanging.
I'm
That was a
glad you
lot of fun.
tested it out first.
Yeah, they would lynch the ginger first. That is
Yeah.
how it kind of goes.
At least it was tested first. And Dennis, yourself, what was your favourite part?
I think, surprisingly enough, the fun part was being hung.
It's good crack. It's good.
full day.
It's great fun.
It's quite relaxing in a way if you can get past the
swinging around.
if you can get past the
relax,
discomfort.
check your
Kind of like a
phone.
It's sort of like a hammock
Yeah,
that could kill you.
I was playing the Stranglers, hanging around.
Appropriate. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you. A big thank you to my guests, and thank you to yourself as well for watching. My name's Christopher Perry. Bye-bye.